Okay, back to that hole again. Just dug down. Not only did he lose his razor strop, but I found his razor. And that is in bleak and good condition. Look at that. That's beautiful. Still got a blade in there too, by the looks. So he leaves his razor strop and razor behind. So I'm happy with this today. On to the next one. Okay, I'm back home. So we'll just sort out what we got. This lot here came out of that one hole. We've got buckles with webbing still in it. So that's interesting, that's good. We've got a razor, we've got a safety razor strop. We've got a clip, limo clip. We've got something there, we've got our tensioners. Stripper clip and the part of a webbing buckle busted out. Also came out with just 2 bottles, the big one there. I think that's medicine. Looks like a milk bottle, but it's not. This is all the other finds. This one's part of a syringe, what's left of it. We got our belts, we got our buckles. I was informed that's an officer's one there. Your 30-06s, 50 cal, 30-06s and Japanese ones. And usual junk, 45 calibers. Looks like 2 different ones, doesn't it? So yeah. So in all that is the wrap up for the day. So really a small hunt because I had to be out within half the day, so a half a day hunt. So yeah, I hope you enjoy our little hunt. We'll carry on. Just a record of what we found yesterday. We'll go up here, we've got our usual bottles, the anesthetic bottles, small and medium. Got an ink bottle there. That's a hair tonic bottle. It's called Vitalis. A couple of pill bottles, a vial, and another bottle. Our usual junk and collection we got in there. We still got to sort that section out. We've got a couple of gator buckles. We've got her 13 star button. We've got a US collar badge, tent loops, and the webbings. Got a hardtack biscuits. Trench art. Got a 50 cal round. It's been cut down. We're going to make something with that. We've got a pretty big lid from something. 30-06 rounds, empty. We've got tips for 45s. We've got another tip there for a 30-06. This one here, the shell's gone inside. It makes a lovely little rattle. Also, the last thing we found yesterday was a 303 breech block. And the barrel's missing, so, and the butt, whether it was missing as well. Could have rusted away. We have a 21 shield threepence and a 1922 1 penny. We also got our usual live round with a 45 caliber, and in the Japanese section we got our first Nambu ammunition live. Quite surprising, that's the first we ever found. That Anthony found that one, and he found also the Japanese Japanese round. So all in all, it's been a good day, and you only got to compare the size between the American's 45 and the Japanese round. It's very unusual. So that's the wrap up for the day. So we'll definitely get in and get these up and running and show you. Also we got this plate. This enamel plate was approximately 10 to 11 inches down. Don't know who or why it was buried, but it was unusual to be down that depth. We did hit it, I think. So it's a pretty plate, but it's an enamel one, and I don't think we got any markings on it. But to be down that deep can only speculate to why it was there. So, okay, so, and we'll do the wrap up and take some shots, and thank you for watching. Morning folks, a beautiful day, a bit overcast. It's going to be another hot day leading up to Christmas. So Dell's getting herself all fluid up, ready for her little wander around with me. And they're out here for two things. We're going to check behind me. There's a drain, and could be part of the kitchen slab, but we need to find that. See if anything's around here, and in this area here we've got a bit of a look-see. We're going to have a look around here, see if the kitchen came this far. Up the hill there we're going to go and check out where we found the Nambu round, and see if we've got any more up that way. There's also a latrine up that way we need to go and find and source out, see if it's been filled in and what's left of it. So we're going to go and check that out. From the bar slab that's over here. And enough of me waffling on. Let's get in, see what we can find, and I'll show you the first find. Okay, that's a bit of a history lesson. This area has what we call a kitchen type hut. This drain is probably the refuge, or the drain came into this and emptied into this. The reason we say it's the kitchen area is that we got stumps here that have been probably put in at the time of the kitchen being on in this area. Up the hill is the one of the watering points. We got sort of like come out of the back of the kitchen. In this area here is a ring road according to the maps, and it leads off down there. So there was no other roads here. The road came up from that area, came up here and branched off to one over there, a kitchen over there. We've got a shower block in this area over there, I'll show you that later. And this area was the kitchen. Now we got a bit of a sump here, you got a bit of concrete in it. So you had your drain there, rubbish and everything like that would have been brought down to this area and followed by the rocks leading down to that creek, which is in that area there. So we do know we have a kitchen area here. What's in this area, or what's left in this area, that is what we got to decide. Over here could have been, as you can see, we've got 1, 2, one's missing, there's a hole just there, but you've got 6. So this would have been like a raised area, and this raised area would have been for stores, could have been a demountable fridge or cubicon. Sometimes they're mounted on the ground on a slab, so you've got a coal room. So you've got about 8 here. We've got 4 in that line, we're missing 1, we've got 1 here, 1 there, 1 there, and we're missing 1 up that end. So you've got 4 on a little platform. Whether that's part of the kitchen, we don't know. But this is a kitchen area, and as I said, in front of me is a ring road with around those trees. I had a look up the trees. The trees are young, and there's no electric isolators in the tree. This one might be a little bit older, but I can't see any isolators up there leading power into the sheds, into the kitchen. As I said, over that way is the shower block. A little bit further up there we've got 2 blocks of concrete. Now that's probably a booster pump. I'll show you that. And that leads down into the other kitchen, this kitchen, and your shower block and the water tanks up top. So this area is an area of interest, mainly to see if there's anything in here, what's left in this area. You know, we've got building materials in here, we've got fibro and mace and things like that in this area. So without further ado, I'll keep checking this area and see what else comes up, if anything, out of this area, where it's all been cleared out and we've got nothing left. But yeah, it gives you an indication of what we've got to look after. 70 years later, you do your research, you check your maps, you check the information from the locals, especially the older fellas, the older folks, and they can probably pinpoint you to an area that might have relics. You never know, they might have dumped all the cutlery because they don't need it in that hole. You don't know. So it's a matter of putting the metal detector to the ground, see what we got, and get into it and try and understand what's going on in this area. So, as I said, we got asbestos, roofing, things like that. So all that's part of the thing. When they finished with the war and property owners come back and reclaimed it, they tore the buildings down or they sold the buildings off the military. So you never know what they might have left behind. But as I said, this is this platform. It's got four blocks here. It could be in the stores, it could have been the demountable, could be part of the kitchen, you don't know. So, okay, let's get in it and see what we can find. You know, you're coming close to an area where they've been camping, and you start digging up the coat hangers for their uniforms and the other goodies. So that one's not bad, Nick, but the quality into these old coat hangers was unreal. We got them at home and all hanging around the back, holding relics up and everything. So you know, when you're near a camp, we got a lot of these coat hangers, And we don't find them much in the Aussie camps. We do find a lot in the American camps. So yeah, on to the next one. Okay, we're just walking around. Come across this in the scrub. Yeah, it's been fire burnt in there, so I would say, and we found something similar to this. That there, the shape of a 44-gallon drum is up that end. We've got pipes here, pipes running through there. I would reckon very interesting to know what it is, because to me it's like having a heater. But I could be wrong, but that's an unusual thing, because I don't think we got anything in this area. I know we got another kitchen slab, but it's not in this, not near this. So we found something new in the scrub. So we'll take some photos of that and work out what this one is. It's definitely American made, same type of material, and as I said, it's got pipes. One coming out of there. Looks like it's been burnt on the inside. To me, it could be. Well, we found something similar like this as a still. Whether that's the case here, I don't know. We found a still up in scrub made by the X. So we'll compare notes and have a look and see what the interesting. See if they got any similarities. And just beside this, I've got a target. There's writing on it, something complete, lot number, shell type. So it's definitely off ordnance. So to gently clean that up, we'll find out what it is, and could belong to the mortars. We belong to another artillery shell, so very interesting. So that was next to it. Morning folks, and welcome to the roundup from yesterday. We had a pretty good day. I was quite happy with what we did. Your usual rubbish is up there. We found a coat hanger. This bolt's interesting. It's got modern hoochie on it, so probably a seek or something was using as a bobbin to throw over a tree to hoist up the antennas or lines. Bit of WW2 copper line. All these 3006s were found on a creek bed. I presume it might have been a little range, or it might have been, because we couldn't find our E-blocks, so I presume it must have come out of a bar, because there's no E-blocks. Part of your canteen or webbing. You got gator buckles. We got different types of buckles for your equipment. We got a 50 cal that was found in the creek, not far from the area. Your 45 tips plus a 45 cartridge. A couple of 3006s, a live 45, a live 3006. Normally we can associate these with Japanese rounds, because they're small and narrow. I'll show that, compare that to one of our live rounds sometimes. Found these two together, these two safety pins.
different from the other ones, and some reckons they might be the ribbon clips. So that was an interesting little find. This nice shiny little rock could be what's left of a sharpening stone. And it's just been out in the weather and it's just deteriorated. A little vial. We found this tag. The tag said 60mm mortars, so it's 18 round complete. So I've assumed that it's part of the packaging deal for your 60mm mortars. It was attached to it somehow, or your box. We've got a lid here, unknown container. And your modern M16 rounds. We have our tensioner for your tents, a couple of buckles for your watches. Found a harmonica reed, 13 star button. This is an oil lid cap. It's brass. The spark plug, or what's left of it, is an AC44. Got to research that and see what it's all about. We've got a belt buckle and the end tip, the webbing. So, the pole belt wasn't there, but that's 70 years ago. So all in all, we had a pretty good day, and I'm happy with what we found. But definitely got to go back, because an area that we were looking at, I missed it by a mile. So that's the problem when you wouldn't, and the scrubbing, you didn't have your maps. And so all in all, we had a good day, and I'm happy with what we got. So definitely got to go back and we'll see what else we can find and we'll catch it. It's a safe hunting, and we don't want anyone reported that they blew up by an unexploded bomb or something. So just take care out there and enjoy your days. Thank you.